Hi, my name's Rachel Owens, and my kamishibai is called the Vase. One day, while Brian was roaming through the neighborhood on his bike, he stumbled across an old woman's yard. He jingled the loose change around in his pocket and thought to himself, "Just one look won't hurt." As he approached the woman's yard, he was shocked by all the amazing treasures that were scattered around the yard. But what really caught Brian's attention was the plastic bin across the lawn. To anyone else, it was just a bin filled with old ratty clothes, but Brian felt like there was something special in there and began to dig into the bin fiercely. No, 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 I'm so close to it. I know I am. Who needs this many scarves and cargo shorts? "May I help you, young man?" Brian sprung to his feet in shock and turned to face the voice. I'll put it back. I was just looking. Oh, this must be what drew you to this bin. She reached into the bin, pulling out a majestic ceramic vase. Brian's jaw dropped and he couldn't move. "It is pretty incredible, isn't it? It's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen in my life, but I only have this." Brian put the vase onto the soft grass and pulled out the change from his pocket. "My dear boy, keep your change, and as long as you promise me that the vase will stay safe and pure, it is yours." "I promise." The boy rode home, carefully balancing the precious vase between the handlebars of his bike. Once he got home, Brian ran up the stairs with the vase and slammed the door behind him. Brian admired the ancient Greek vase. He loved everything about ancient Greece, and he had an obsession with the Percy Jackson novels. Brian tried to look closer at the detailed work, and he rubbed the vase vigorously with his shirt sleeve. The bed started to shake, and smoke filled his bedroom. "What is happening? Why is the vase so bright? I can't see!" Suddenly, he felt himself fly into the vase. Moments later, Brian dropped from the sky onto the top of a mountain and landed with a great thud. Once Brian got up, he dusted himself off and looked all around him. "I don't know where I am, but I know I'm not in Missouri anymore." As Brian began to walk around, he noticed the giant golden coliseums that reached the sky. Each one had exquisite features, and as Brian looked up, he thought, "What was with that vase? One minute I was safe in my bed, and now I'm in this magical place. There are so many tall old buildings. I feel like I've seen these before. But where?" Thump! Brian was not watching where he was going and ran into something with such force that it knocked the wind out of him and made him fall flat on his back. A large hand reached from Brian to help him back onto his feet. "Are you okay? You've got to watch where you are going." Brian looked up to see a large man standing before him. But this was no ordinary man. This appeared to be Zeus. But how could that be? "You seem a bit lost, my son. Let me introduce myself. I am Zeus, king of the gods and ruler of Mount Olympus." Mount Olympus? And you're Zeus? Oh, this must be a dream. All I need to do is wake myself up. Just a little pinch to do the trick. Brian pinched himself as hard as he could. Ouch! How can this be real? "Oh, it is quite real, and I need your help." "Why do you need my help?" "You fell from the sky. You must be the chosen one. Come quickly now. We haven't got much time." Brian followed Zeus as he ran to the top of Mount Olympus into a tall palace. Zeus looked around and shut all the doors, making sure no one would hear their conversation. "Chosen one, we are in great danger here. Hades is plotting to get rid of me so that he may become king of the gods and ruler of this beloved land. I was beginning to lose hope, but now that you have returned to Mount Olympus, we might have a chance." Brian turned pale and sweat dripped from his brow. "I can't be the chosen one. I'm just a kid from the middle of Missouri who rubbed a dusty vase." Just then, the doors of the palace burst open and a black, thick cloud of smoke filled the room. This smoke could only mean one thing. Hades had returned. "Well, well, well, look what we have here. The infamous King Zeus and his new little sidekick." Brian jumped back and thought to himself, "Oh my, it's Hades, king of the underworld." Zeus stiffened up his chest. "You have no business here, Hades. Go back to where you belong." "It's too late, Zeus. Your little lightning bolts can't save you now. My staff is too advanced for you, and lightning bolts are rendered powerless compared to it." Just at that moment, Hades pointed his staff at Zeus, and suddenly he became stiff. "What have you done?" "Oh, child, that was just my first step in taking over Mount Olympus. Now move out of my way so I may go do to others what I have done to my younger brother." Brian didn't move. He could not allow Hades to take over without a fight. "I am the chosen one. You must go through me first." "Ha ha, if you insist." Hades pointed his staff directly into Brian's face. Brian thought to himself, "I need to do something now, or I'll be the next victim." Brian quickly scrambled to find something to use to ward off Hades, but the only thing he had was the loose change from the yard sale. Brian pulled out a bright and shiny quarter, and as the magical force was hurtling his way, he moved the coin between himself and the force. The power bounced off the quarter and zoomed right back at Hades, hitting him square in the chest. Hades became stiff as a rock, and his staff dripped from the floor, making a loud crash. Brian lifted the staff with all of his might and aimed it at Zeus. Suddenly, Zeus broke free from the curse and could move again. "My dear boy, you've saved us all. You are the chosen one. How can I ever repay you?" "Well, I'd love to go home." As soon as he said this, Zeus lifted his lightning bolt high into the air. "Chosen one, I just wish to thank you for saving Mount Olympus and all who live here." Then Zeus released the lightning bolt from his grip and threw it at Brian's feet. Brian sprung out of bed with his eyes wide open and his heart beating a mile a minute. His palms were sweaty and he sat up in his bed trying to ponder what just happened. He glanced at the clock. 3:43? It was all a dream. Zeus and Hades, even the old lady. But it felt so real. Brian carefully looked around his room, just to make sure there wasn't any black smoke seeping from the doors or windows. And just when he thought that it was safe, he laid down and rolled back over. He opened his eyes one last time and saw that the vase his grandma gave him from his birthday last week was beginning to ooze out a suspicious smoke. The end.